Hello everyone and welcome to PlayStation Access, where we have played EA Sports FC 24. But what does that mean exactly? Is this an entirely new series? What modes and players are returning? How does it feel when you step out onto the pitch? And will anyone in the office be able to beat me? We'll go through those other questions in much greater detail, but let me answer that last one first. No, they will not. While the name might have changed, don't go running to the turnstiles just yet. This is still very much the series you know and love. It has the same team at EA Vancouver beavering away on it, the same exquisitely detailed players running around on the virtual pitch, and all the modes you'd expect. Ultimate Team returns, as does Player and Manager Career Mode, along with Clubs and Volta. More importantly, there's an onion bag full of official licenses, with returning leagues including the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, the Bundesliga, and the UEFA Men's and Women's Champions League. Plus, new additions in the form of 2 new women's leagues in the German Google Pixel Frauen Bundesliga and Spanish Liga F. While the core structure of EA Sports FC remains familiar, the tech is taking strides the size of which would rival those of cover star Erling Haaland. The biggest step forward is Hypermotion V, the animation system that has underpinned the series' efforts on PS5 so far. While Hypermotion used to harvest data from players wearing mocap tech, Hypermotion V captures animation data from matches without players having to wear a mocap suit. Simply put, this means that Hypermotion is now capturing the world's best players while they're playing in real life. This year, over 180 matches were used to help bring even more animations into the game to make the action as authentic and varied as possible, with various grounds around the world set up with 4K cameras capturing at 120 frames per second to help bring in animations that feel incredibly lifelike. Alongside Hypermotion V, there's also EA Sports Sapien technology that brings player models and animations closer to real life. We were shown a side-by-side of Adama Traore, so muscly he makes Chris Redfield look like, well, me, in both FIFA 23 and EA Sports FC 24. In FIFA 23, Traore lacked that muscular heft, whereas in FC 24, his bodybuilding physique was accurately mirrored. These animations and graphical improvements are augmented on the pitch by new play styles. These are essentially key traits that the best players have, with data provided by Sports Stat Body Opta to match the right play styles to players. Take Haaland, for example. A player without the power header playstyle would get less speed on the ball when heading it towards goal, making it more likely for the keeper to get a hand on it. Whereas Haaland, with the power header playstyle, will hammer it off his bonce, making it more likely to thunder into the back of the net. There's also a range of smaller tweaks, including more sprint types alongside AI true flight ball physics that aim to more closely mirror how a ball moves in real life. On the pitch, you'll recognise this is an EA football game, but there are plenty of subtle improvements. Off the pitch, however, the changes are even more noticeable. First up is Ultimate Team, which benefits from 2 major overhauls. Firstly, women's players are making their long overdue entrance to the mode, and you'll be able to create teams with both male and female players playing together. So whether you've been dreaming about creating an all-conquering pair of Harry Kane and Sam Kerr, or just want to reunite siblings Reece and Lauren James in your virtual squad, FC 24 is opening up a new league of possibilities. It's a huge step forward for the series, which has traditionally kept men's and women's teams separate, and this move should hopefully increase the awareness of the game's greatest players, regardless of their gender. There's also the introduction of evolutions. These are cards you can evolve over the course of FC 24's lifespan by completing certain objectives. An example we're shown is of Dortmund striker Moukoko, whose silver card is upgraded with several major alterations, taking it from a mid-range card you'd usually forget about to one that that you'll build your entire team around. These represent the biggest shake-up to Ultimate Team in years, offering a new way of putting a squad together and going on a journey with your players, rather than swapping them in and out throughout the year. Of course, there's more than just Ultimate Team to EA Sports FC. Two modes also getting tweaks are Player and Manager Career. In Manager Career, the total management system lets you provide a tactical vision for your team, choosing whether you want them to play the fast-passing tiki-taka style or go full-on spoil sport and park the bus, as well as hiring backroom staff members to help with your coaching. Meanwhile, in Player Career, this season's game puts more of a focus on working with an agent to guide your footballing journey. You'll let your agent know what your hopes, dreams, and ideal club to play for are. Then they'll set objectives on how to achieve them. And if you become the world beater we know you can be, you'll also be able to win the Ballon d'Or. On the multiplayer side of things, Pro Clubs, where you create and play in a virtual squad with friends, is now just clubs. Along with the snappy name change, the mode gets crossplay, so friends on different consoles can join your club and cause havoc on the virtual turf. Alongside this much requested community edition, there are now league seasons for clubs, where you'll fight for promotion and have opportunities to unlock content for your team throughout the season. One of the more noticeable changes is the visual refresh when it comes to the menus both in and out of game. There's been a big design overhaul, with the tiles that had been standard across the series for the past few years replaced with a sleek vertical menu that is designed to get you into games faster. Okay, hardly the most exciting update you'll ever hear, but hey, you'll notice it when you're not constantly flicking through those tiles. Plus, the in-match experience is now visually more exciting. The in-game menu plays key moments from the on-field action and contextual matchday clips like a man of the match being interviewed pitchside or commentators milling about on a gantry. That's right, Derek Ray fans, he's in the game. This visual refresh also extends to the way stats are presented, with several new key bits of info displayed in real time. In quite a sci-fi touch, one shows info on who your most fatigued players are, letting you know who to potentially sub off. It's both handy and feels like we're watching football from 10 years in the future. Where FC24 is most likely to remind you of its roots is on the pitch itself. We got substantial hands-on time with a pre-beta build, and so far games have a familiar flow and feel, with pacier players feeling electric and certain tactics like rushing to the byline and cutting back to a lingering striker still paying dividends. In terms of additions, a new precision through ball system lets you visualize where you'll play a pass by holding R1 and triangle, letting you line up a defense-splitting ball perfectly. Likewise, a new controlled sprint feature that comes from holding down R1 lets your player run at pace while keeping closer control of the ball. The difference is keenly felt if you manage to get behind a backline, where you'll be closer to the ball to take a shot and less likely to accidentally knock the ball into the keeper. And when it comes to Hypermotion V, there are several moments where we can see new animations, with a player like Haaland stretching his imposing frame towards the ball more realistically in 50-50s. This feels more like something you'll appreciate over the course of the game's life cycle when you get a better sense of the depth of these animations. EA Sports FC 24 comes to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 on the 29th of September. If that wait proves a little too much to bear, you can always pre-order the Ultimate Edition that gives you 7 days early access from the 22nd of September. I hope you found this quick dive into EA Sports FC 24 useful. If you have any questions I haven't answered here, pop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.